Hello, you're welcome. This is Moment for Thought. I am Aliyu Bababaro. Well, our thinking cap today is hovering around the global phenomenon of today. That is the COVID-19 pandemic. Yes, of course, a global phenomenon, but we are taking a look at Nigeria in the global system, in the fight against this dreaded disease, especially with a focus too on the search for cure. I have with me experts in the field. All of this particular area, that is the health sector. They say health is wealth, so we have wealthy people in the studio. I have with me Dr. Adigwe, Director General, Chief Executive Officer, National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research and Development, NIPRD, former Executive Secretary of the Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Group. Dr. Adigwe has an expertise in healthcare research, policy making, and management. You're welcome to our program.
It's good to be here, Liu. I don't know what you mean by wealthy people in the studio.
Yeah, when you are taking care of our wealth, because they say health is wealth.
Yes.
And all etcetera, as we go back to the east.
That's true.
Yes, you're welcome.
It's my pleasure to be here and good to speak to Nigerians on the topic today.
Thank you very much. What are the problems actually? So many people said Black Africa, theirs will be minimal, especially in Nigeria.
Yes. People who said that were speaking obviously from a place of ignorance, because most of those assumptions have all been proven to be wrong. People started by saying that COVID is a white man's disease. We have seen it clearly in populations where you have Caucasians and the Negro people, that the Negro people are more affected than the Caucasians, not because of our genetics, but certain socio-demographic variables predispose them. But, you know, in America, in the UK, the data says that, you know, Black and minority ethnic people have suffered the consequences of COVID-19 more than the Caucasian population. And so we keep putting this message forward. When you're putting out a message for COVID-19, whether you're a scientist, whether you're a healthcare practitioner, or whether you're an individual, ensure that the message that you're putting out is underpinned by empirical evidence. Always ensure. So I know people who, in this particular area, I do have some experience stemming from the Ebola days. We carried out the first knowledge, attitudes, and perception study on Ebola in Nigeria. And it was based on the fact that at that time, there were people who were ingesting saltwater solutions and bathing with salt water because of messages that they got from places that were not validated. This wasn't scientific evidence. And in Nigeria, there is evidence to show that the lack of scientific knowledge that led people to drink salt water killed more people in Nigeria than Ebola did. And so that is the danger of taking in information, right, which doesn't come from validated sources. And so, you know, one must be careful about how we put this forward. But as regarding COVID-19, there's a lot of work going on in the area of research and development internationally, as well as within Nigeria. I think COVID-19 has become sort of like a wake-up call to everybody across the world. In the developed world, where prior to now, you would find people working in silos due to the competitiveness of the pharma research and development setting are now working together to try and see if a vaccine or certain interventions can be gotten. And it's not different from what's going on in Nigeria. You're seeing better collaboration among agencies in Nigeria. You're seeing more innovative activities going on. Our RCT, our randomized control trial protocol, which we developed within the institute, the NIPRD, National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research and Development. We're partnering with the teaching hospital in Abuja for that particular project. Our NIPRD, that's the agent, the intervention agent that we identified that has strong immunomodulatory activity. We're also partnering with other like-minded organizations in ensuring that we can undertake an empirical scientific study, clinical study to validate that particular product for COVID-19. So all that is going on, but we're still not out of the woods yet. Yes. And I think more effort needs to be put in R&D, funding, especially. Funding is an area where there's still significant gaps in what we're doing. But policy-wise and awareness-wise, people are getting to understand that R&D is critical in addressing this particular issue.
Yes. Do we say information to perhaps to the authorities?
Yeah.
Did it happen in the case of coronavirus, like what happened in Ebola?
Well, I like to look at Nigeria's response within the global picture.
Yes.
And yes, we haven't scored an A+ in Nigeria's response. However, I think as a country, we've done quite well in places like, and I think whilst we're in a democracy, sometimes the political leadership is critical in how a country coordinates its response. So 2 or 3 state governors out of 36 are the dissenters, using Professor Nasidi's analogy. They're big countries and big states where over half of their political leadership either don't believe in coronavirus or won't even come out and speak against coronavirus. You have Brazil, where, the president and some of the political leadership have frankly given very poor leadership to the COVID-19 fight. In fact, when COVID-19 started moving from China to Europe, I had predicted to colleagues that the next center would either be South America or Africa. And depending on your response, depending on the political leadership in either of these continents, is what will determine where that particular center of focus of the pandemic will shift.
Yes.
It has now shifted. It is clear to everyone that it has now shifted from Europe to South America. South America is the home of COVID-19 pandemic now. There is still a chance that it will come to Africa. What we need to do in Africa is to look at what other people have done wrong and learn lessons.
Yes.
Okay? So a place where you have our leaders consistently talking, giving out the same messages, getting guidelines from WHO on ensuring that all the information they're putting out is evidence-based, is a step in the right direction. Recently, when COVID Organics came into Nigeria, the Nigerian leadership, COVID Organics from Madagascar, came into Nigeria when it was sent by the Madagascar president, President Rajoelina. The Nigerian government could have very well put that product in people's hands and say, take it. But what did they do? They sent it to agencies like NIPRD to say,
Yes.
Subject this to the relevant empirical research that it needs to go through.
Yes.
And I'm sure you just heard a little while ago, the minister saying on the telly during the briefing, some of the preliminary results that we have given him as regards Artemisia annua's potential to address COVID-19 within that COVID organics situation.
I think our time is up, but we'll continue with the discussion. I want us to take a look at this searching for care and the Nigeria's perspective on what learning from the experience of the past, and just as you said, from the experience of the global phenomenon that happened in various regions of the globe. Thank you very much, DG, for honoring our invitation.
Thank you for watching. For regular updates in health sector and human research and development, click on the subscribe button right now. Remember to like and share as well.